Hello, Victoria. I am incredibly handsome.
Are you speaking to me or are you speaking to them?
I'm speaking to Victoria.
Oh,
She's right there.
Hello, 20.
She's right by the microphone.
Yes, you're very incredibly handsome.
I am
You're
incredibly
marketing
handsome.
badass.
Music and passion. We're
You need
always
to
the
show them
fish.
the top of your hat so they understand what the hell I'm talking about. Marketing badass.
That's right. They don't understand half of it anyway. That's all right.
Hello, you
Coral,
guys.
welcome to the show. Victoria,
Yes,
welcome to another exciting episode of the Novel
Feel It
Guttered.
Real Fun for
Feel It
me.
Real Fun.
on the 24th of February
That's right.
2023.
That's
And
right.
it's your manifesting questions answered live.
That's right. So, Victoria.
It's just a show for Coral and us. Looks like.
That's right. Coral is here. This is great. We're ready to rock and roll. Coral and Colby.
Coral,
Two remarkable
KKs.
kids. All right.
Yes.
Ah.
So, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Do that. Remarkable Lisa's here as well.
Hello. Mm-hmm. Cool.
By the way, this whole thing with manifestingmasterycourse.com, right?
I haven't said that yet, but
sorry.
join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Right. No,
Sorry,
we really
Tony, what were you gonna say?
really need to rephrase this because it's your 90-day adventure, right? We keep doing it no matter what.
Oh, yeah, because I say
Right?
join our 90-day adventure.
Yeah, because it's like, like some of y'all just keep like going to Reddit for decades. It's like, Jesus.
Do you want me to change it to say join your 90-day adventure?
No, not at all.
No, okay.
That's right.
All right.
Jonathan.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right. So, Victoria, look at all these cool kids. Coral is nailing all of them, all the cool kids.
Is she?
Valerie, welcome to the
good
show.
one.
All right.
Ace.
So, shall we dive in? Yeah, let's get Joey here. Coolio.
We shall. So, we shall dive in. So, the first question today is from Egho, exploring anchors. And Egho asks, how do I explore my anchors more? I'm still a bit lost there.
Alrighty, so that could mean anything. I sent you a private message I haven't heard back, so I'm going to make it mean whatever I want it to mean. Ready? Yeah. So anchors are basically, let's just call them connections. Right? This is really, really cool because when you're manifesting, right, one of the things that I keep bringing up, remember I made up something, Victoria, called the josephgoddardtothemax.com, right?
Yeah.
So we made up josephgoddardtothemax.com. And one of these things that I've admitted is about 80% of my daily Joseph Goddards are the same. Right? I imagine up the podcast, the pool, the yum. Right? Yeah, about 80% of them are the same. About 20% of them are different because if I have a call with Coral, for example, tomorrow before I get out of bed, before I drop the kids off at the pool, I will be imagining Coral and I having had a great call. What would imply that, right?
Yeah.
So connections are always being made. And this is the thing that I want you to get, because if you can take that in manifestingmasterycourse.com, we talk about an anchor point. And if you can just, like have something like the tink of the glasses, tink of the glasses, tink of the glasses. Like if you just repeat that little tiny, like one sip of coffee, one sip of coffee, one sip of coffee, it just sort of like ties things together. The other side of anchoring that I find interesting is people tell shit stories and wonder why people aren't happy to see them. Right? Like it's just fascinating to me because shit gets anchored together. Right? And so here's the thing, right? If you want people to be happy to see you, we anchor good shit together. In other words, just notice, like, here's the thing, right? When Aunt Betty calls, right, and you look at the phone,
And you don't answer.
and you don't answer, there's a reason why, right? Because the plot's always the same, the characters change. So how can you play with the plot's always the same, the characters change with your manifesting with one sip of coffee? So we'll continue with this.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
And by the way, why would I suggest something like one sip of coffee, right? It's one of those things where if you're in the habit, right? So I'm in the, see, things get wired together. There's Egho. Welcome to the show.
Oh, we're just finishing up your question, Egho.
Yeah, too bad. You're late, right? So things get wired together. Before I get out of bed in the morning, I'm in the habit. See, I hate the word habit, but I'll use it. What's wired into before I get out of bed in the morning is nailing my Joseph Goddards. So it's these little tiny things. We'll get back to more of this later.
Cool.
But, all right. Look at it. Everyone's tagging Valerie. She's here.
Well,
Laurel, welcome to the show.
Oh, Laurel, haven't seen you in ages.
See, did anyone tag Laurel? See, she's here too. That's right. Cool.
Cool, excellent. Thanks, Egho, for your question.
Doobie-doo-bop-bop-bop.
The next question's from Johnathon, multiple states. And Jonathan asks, state stacking.
By the way, this isn't state stacking, right? So, but you put it in there, so I'll mention it. So state stacking is something entirely different.
Okay. And is it okay to walk as happy, loving husband and healthy lad at the same time? Or should I limit it to one or the other?
See, here's the cool thing. Happy, loving husband can take a walk with the puppies and be happy, loving puppy dad at the same time, right? Also, while that's happening, what will happen is, like, I'll notice behavior from the puppies, or Victoria and happy, loving teacher will show up and, like, have something that's really worth sharing on a show, right? So here's the cool thing. You're going to have them happen simultaneously. You're going to have them happen separately. While you're imagining things, so let's say you just take a moment, you go through the space, and you just decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to really explore happy, loving husband. Just do that. And if you want to explore happy, loving, healthy lad. See, I would hope they work together, because
I can imagine her saying to you, he or her, I don't know.
I could imagine her saying to me,
wow, you're well stacked, or something.
That's right.
And it'd be like, ooh.
That's right.
It'd be really cool.
So I imagine me getting some compliments too. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah.
I just saw someone from South Florida. That was Jody, I think.
This is a bit like, I mean, not a bit like this combining or having separate. This is like metamanifesting.com, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you want some really cool shit dealing with identity-based manifesting, the newest stuff we have is in the procrastination pack. Definitely check that out, because there's a reason why people procrastinate. It's they tend to imagine their being. Imaginings don't line up with their doing imaginings. So
say that again.
Their being imaginings don't line up with their doing imaginings.
Oh, right.
And so they just have a disconnect.
Right.
Jonathan asks, what's the real estate stacking? Way beyond this here. I've got a massive package I've put together on it, but I just have never bothered to release it. That may be going into Remarkable. So you guys that are Remarkable, stay tuned. So, great question. I'll tell you what it is. I don't feel confident teaching it without live. So I've got lots of material, which could probably teach it very well, but without going over it live with someone. Right. Yeah, there needs to be some conversation happening. So that's why that project just got shelved for now. But the Remarkable Kids, you just might get that. We'll see how much time we got this year. Cool. 12 months.
12 months.
That's what we got.
There's 10 to go.
You know, it's funny with procrastination. People tell me I don't have enough time. Right? It's like, oh, yeah, how much time do you got? I mean, you got the same amount of fucking time I do, right? The thing is, my activity imaginings line up with, and they serve my identity imaginings. But if you don't have them connected in any way, it's sort of like, you imagine an identity, but it doesn't move you. And again, I can't explain it in this, but the procrastination pack, for you guys that don't have it, see how long you decide to wait.
And where do they go to? FreeNevilleGoddardStore.com,
yeah,
is it?
NevilleGoddardStore.com.
NevilleGoddardStore.com.
That's right.
Okay.
Somebody tags
Procrastination
Sizzle.
pack.
Dennis,
right.
nice to see you.
Cool.
Procrastination. That's right.
Excellent. The next question's from Robin. Can I be controlled?
You're out of control, Robin.
Robin asks, is it true that nobody can control you if you know the law?
I'm going to answer that with when you know the law. Right? Anytime that you don't get that there's one cause, you're a pinball. Hoo-ha.
Yeah, you can fall into that trap.
Right. Cool.
In the case of an unwanted special person manifestation from the other side, aka somebody's trying to manifest me, but hell no. Are both parties' imaginal acts as powerful as each other?
What you both want is actually someone to love you and take care of you and be with you and respect you, or something like that, right? Here's the cool thing. I don't bother trying to make her do shit, right? Like, seriously, in any way. I don't use tricky NLP on her or anchoring or anything like that. I don't use influence, hypnotic commands, or I don't imagine her doing shit. Here's what I imagine. I'm happy that she's happy. That's all. I mean, I could give a shit what she does, because when I walk outside and she's like happy, I go, I'm happy. Right? On the other hand, if it's like I'm imagining her pulling more weeds, so she'll be happier. There'll be less weeds in the garden. Things just get a little nuts. But
right.
let's continue.
Yeah, that's good. So for Robin to imagine the other special person in a happy, loving relationship.
Totally.
Happy and loving,
Absolutely.
and for themselves, like in a happy and loving relationship.
Absolutely.
And not the two shall combine.
Yeah, or they will. Here's the fun thing. I swear to God, I get, we did that How to Manifest Love call. You can get that at NevilleGuardStore.com, right? But here's the fun thing with all this stuff. I swear to God, as soon as I make it about her in any way, there's this thing between us called pressure. Right? I swear to God. Right? On the other hand, if I just simply experience I'm happy, she's happy, there's this thing called pleasure. Right? We like the second one. We like pleasure. Right?
Yes.
So continue.
Okay. Can I reject the other person completely and they won't have any effect on my life?
I don't answer the phone when Aunt Betty calls. Right? Just plain and simple. Aunt Betty would love for me to. That way Aunt Betty could do her shit show with me. Ain't gonna fucking happen. I've got shit to do. Right?
That's not my aunt. Just so you know.
Just saying, right?
Yes.
But Aunt Betty has a list. She's like Santa Claus. She makes she makes a list and she checks it twice. And she's just looking for someone to pick up the phone. Right? The whole thing, which is really cool, if somebody thinks having you will make them happy instead of them just imagining being happy with someone who's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets so much easier. Yeah, so that's where I'd play.
And two, can you put Emmett in the show, Mr. TT? Because I like that little guy.
We like that little guy too.
Not many people do, so I'm glad you like him.
Oh, people love Emmett.
I don't know.
He's just horribly misunderstood.
Yeah.
And he lives life on Emmett's terms.
We'll remember, Robert. He's not around at the moment.
Yeah, we don't know where he is. Yeah.
But yeah.
Emmett's his own little creature.
Once he shows up, we'll tag you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Robin, for your questions.
Thank you, Tony, for your answers.
The next question is from Jeff in Dream Driven Day, the happy chemicals. And Jeff asks, I've fallen in love with the 4 pillars so much that I almost don't ever use other tools. And if I do, I don't feel like I nailed it.
I got to tell you something. So we called them originally, like 2016 or 18 or whenever we first played with them. Came out with them. We called them the pillars of power because they really are. And this whole thing, when people email me and say something, I say, well, how would you be different if your wish were fulfilled? What would you experience? And they all say, I'd be happy. And that's the most useless thing in the world to me. Because what is happy? Happy actually is a construction of 4 states that we call happy chemicals. There is something to do with status, something with belonging, something with anticipating the lovely, and something with just feeling alive. But when people just go, I'd feel happy. And the funny thing is, I used to actually get on video calls with people. I very rarely do now, right? Just you Triple D and Remarkable people, pretty much. But I'd get on videos with people and I'd go, I'd feel happy. And it's like, wow, you're just fuzzed out. I'd be happy. Just that ain't it. But whenever you start exploring with those 4 pillars, and you guys are Remarkable, we're going to drive into this into some really cool ways. I'm just really having some fun here. But you can try to figure them out on your own, or you can join us in Triple D if you haven't done that yet. All right.
Cool.
So.
Excellent.
Boom.
So, thank you, Jeff, for your question.
That's right.
The next question's from Violet. Super smile manifesting.
All right.
And Violet says, no question, but that smile is fantastic.
See, I put up a picture of me smiling. I was wearing a blue shirt. So we call it my TT blue shirt photo.
Oh, nice.
So I'll have to
the
show it
blue
to you.
looks ace on you because your eyes are so blue.
I got blue eyes.
You've got beautiful
That's
eyes.
right.
Yes.
So, I decided to toss it in the show because I love Violet's name. It begins with my favorite letter V, Victoria, right?
And it's the color purple.
Yeah, and it's like blue plus red, right? It's 2 of my favorite colors. But here's the cool thing. I just want more smiles in the world. Now, here's the cool thing. More playtime, more playmates, more people with status, more people feeling like they belong, more people anticipating the positive, more people actually just feeling alive, having belly laughs, and so on. So, going back to those happy chemicals real quick. So, you want to know why that smile's there? That's why. right? Some people just try to be happy. I love that one, don't you? When you see like, yeah, I'm a happy coach. I'm your coach in happiness. Radio.
Yep. Excellent.
That's right.
Okay, so thank you
Thanks,
for
Violet.
your no question, Violet.
Yeah, thanks. I love when people aren't demanding of me. You know what I mean? It's sort of like that whole manifesting love thing. Like, I demand that you do this. I demand you stop doing this. See, first you manifest your special person, and then you make them do specific things. Right? So it's like, radio. So first you think you'll be happy whenever you make them mine. So poof, you've made them yours. And then you go, radio, I want them to do this, this, and this. Poof, poof, oh, but not in that order. I want them to do it out of their own free will. Right? So let me get this right. You're making them do things out of their own free will. Anyway, if you just cut to the chase, right? I'm happy, she's happy. But it's a little more than that. So,
Cool.
All right. And finally.
And the last question today is from Summer. Things get worse when I am manifesting.
This is great, Summer.
Yep. And Summer says, how come things seem to get worse when I am manifesting? Is it just that I'm noticing that it's not what I want? For example, manifesting double income, work half the time.
I love this one.
I'm able to get in the state, but what I noticed is that my car blew up. My customer doesn't pay on time consistently, and everyone wants more of my time, not for money. I continue to persist in my assumption, but I've had this sort of thing happen before, and mainly I'm just curious.
All right, so you've had this happen before. I'd revise that, right? So definitely. So if it's a pattern that you've noticed, you want to revise the pattern, right? Let that have been the last. You could remember when that used to be the case. Right? It's not by saying the words, it's by actually experiencing it in the past. You could also just play a little bit with just revising the last time it happened. Why not? You know, like literally. Here's the cool thing. Right? So let's talk about speed bumps, just for fun. So this is another thing which we explore in Triple D. The doors are not open right now, but they may be when you're watching this. So if you're going to McDonald's, God knows why, because they've got these things called Happy Meals, right? Like, they really make your fucking kids happy. You give them high fructose corn syrup, you turn them into insane zombies, right? But you're going to a Happy Meal place to get your Happy Meal, and you hit a speed bump on the way. Marcy, welcome to the show. Nice to see you. And you hit a speed bump on the way. What do you do? Right? Some people, like, they decide to blow up the car with the kids in it. They get outside, they pour the gas, they throw a match in, everything goes up to shit. On the other hand, you hit a speed bump. Who cares, right? Shit's going to blow up and break. Somebody hashtag that. Dr. Brian is here.
Blow up and break.
Yeah, hashtag blow up and break, right? Who cares, right? Also, whenever that happens, it's sort of like I got the electric bill the other day. And I mentioned how, like, 3 people, well, 2 out of 3, give me the same amount of money as the electric bill. Right, so it's like I'm just experimenting. It's like radio. So I pay the electric bill the same day I get it. I set it on the desk. I imagine having, extra money to get it. I get, all right, TT, send me a bill. Right, boom, right, done. Right, like that. I'm just having fun with this stuff, and that's probably the big thing there. I bet you're making this work. I want to work half the time, to make twice the money. You're having more work show up, more problems to work on.
I'm also, like, with the last, I mean, it might not apply, but just how you said you're just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Is then this something you really want? Like, or are you, like, testing? Curious why this is happening instead? Like, because I'd be really pissed. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not.
I'd be really playful about it. Yeah, one of the things in a couple Triple Ds ago, we explored making tiny waves. And I'm not a fan of making tiny waves of being okay. I'm an infinite fan of curiosity. But as long as that curiosity gets me stuck in a trap someplace, because that's what I want. I want to be curious to the point where I fully surrender to some adventure. Let's ask Victoria a question, because she just did all the bookkeeping.
Oh, yes.
Do I buy like 1 or 2 Kindle books every quarter? Radio.
Well, if we combine Audible in there as well.
Yeah, exactly. I am a massive fan for getting curious about shit and going way deep into some rabbit holes, right? And like I read shit, I reach out to people. I'm a little nuts like this because I'm not just curious in a little way. I'm curious in massive ways. I'd be really curious about how can you revise this? How can you remember when this? How you can actually just go from like, what do you really want? And here's that whole thing. If you doubled your income and worked half the time, I always talk about peanut butter and petrol. But today I'm going on a date. Right? I asked her out, right?
Yes.
I said, woman, how about if we go to that Little Plates place, right?
Small plates.
Yeah, Little Plates. So I called, right? And they answered the phone, and I said, is this the Little Plates place?
Yeah,
I'm on. Yeah, of course, right? So we're going on a date today. Now, here's the thing. If you double your income and work half the time, what it really comes down to me is food, right? Because a lot of people, like, they get married so they don't have to go on dates anymore or even get along. They get married so they can blame each other for the fact they don't have enough money and or time to go out. And it's like crazy to me because, right, when you both were single and both had your own flats or apartments or houses, you had plenty of time and money and wanted to go out and have sex and shit, right? On the other hand, you get married, oh, we don't have time to go out on a date. We haven't been on a date for years, right? And on the other hand, if you double your income and work half the time, right? I don't go online to see the price of the menu on the fucking place, right? We've heard about it. We hear it's good food. I got a friend whose daughter works there. She probably won't be there today, but we're going just for fun. We're going on a date. And so if you doubled your income and worked half the time, would you have more dates? Doc Curry, what's a date? It's one of those little
raisin.
Yeah,
massive.
it's like they give you the shits if you eat too many of them, right? Too many dates give you the shits. So this is the thing. If you double your income and worked half the time, what would you have? And this whole thing with people, with the whole thing of like everybody wants more of my time, you cannot imagine what my inbox is like. Right? You'll notice that I took your question. You just emailed it to me. I put it on the show. Because here's the thing. When I double my income and work half the time, I develop systems and strategies that enable me to do that. So in other words, like when people ask me questions this morning, I got one. I said, can you take it to the group? Right? Because I'm not going to answer this question and 50 other ones privately. Whenever I can answer it publicly and bless 50 to 50,000 more people.
Yeah.
So that happens. You change. That's the whole thing. When you change, they'll change. And like when people do reach out to me, like 9 times out of 10, they say, cool. In other hands, some people get pissy with me. Well, but it's like, fuck, it's my time, right? You don't have to pick up the phone when Aunt Betty calls. Ashley, welcome to the show. Look at that. They're right next to each other. Ashley and Dr. Brian. You guys go out on dates or you just blame each other for bullshit? I love these two because like they really, you can tell how well they dance together, right?
Yeah, nice.
So we get married to blame each other for bullshit.
Cool.
And with that in mind,
excellent. So thank you, Summer, for your question, and tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bit.
Victoria, I'd love to know.
Probably Violet saying how much she loved your smile. I think that's lovely.
See, you and Violet, we get along just fine.
Yeah.
That's right.
What was your hashtag strawberry bit, babe?
Probably my little rant on the whole thing of like you get married to blame each other for bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if we were going to do, again, you guys that are in relationships that don't want to have them become relationships or you want to manifest love, check out that Manifesting Love call. Because one of the things we explored in there was this kind of stuff because it's really wild to watch. People get married and then instead of like going out on dates, they blame each other for bullshit. And it's like, oh my God. What if you had the kind of relationship that you like to go on, right? Woman, taking you out. Out. We're even going to meet there like a secret rendezvous. We did that last week for Valentine's Day, 2 days late.
Yeah, except didn't we both leave at the same time? And
I left at the same time.
Yeah, we left at the same time in our car. Same
but
car.
You got there
but you're not going
later.
to bother coming home.
No.
I'm just going to meet you there.
That's
so
right.
It's a bit different.
That's right. Different is better than better.
That's right.
That's right. Look at all those
so
strawberry
that
bits.
was our hashtag strawberry bits. While you type in yours, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
That's right. Go there, do that.
Join our 90-day Join your 90-day adventure.
Take it. Start your 90-day adventure. How about that?
Start your... Oh, yeah.
Start your 90-day adventure.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. See, I'm a marketer.
So will I change it permanently to say that now?
Yeah, let's do that.
I hope I remember. Start your 90...
Well, if you don't,
Start
I'll just
your
blame
90-day
it on you.
adventure.
Right? It's like, why is the income not... Why are we not doubling our income or working half the time? Because Victoria can't get it fucking straight. It's not because of what I'm imagining.
It is longer again, so the print will be smaller again. But anyway, at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
There's Tabitha.
Oh, Tabitha.
So here's a great one. So yesterday I decided I'm going to talk with Tabitha over at the cottage, right? So Victoria was napping. I got all my gear together. I go over there, and I'm fucking with the camera because it's really bright background, and Tabitha calls in, and I can't see her. And I assume it's her camera not working, right? So I'm just sitting there talking to her. We're talking, and I'm staring up at the trees and shit and just looking around. And I said something about, like, it's wild, like, having a call with you without seeing you, because we usually do video calls. And she goes, something like, what are you talking about? I said, your camera's not on. She goes, yeah, it is. Fuck me. Right? I said, the captain of technology here. Right? So I reach over, and there's this little arrow, and I swipe it down. Holy shit, it's Tabitha.
Oh, she's there.
So for you guys that are using the excuse, Mr. 20, I'm not good with tech, and I'd be embarrassed to fuck something up. I can't make no money on the lines. Radio. I'm not as smart as I appear to be, as a pure genius. Anyway, I'm brilliant where I'm brilliant, and I'm a brown out where I'm a brown out. Yeah. Hashtag that, Dr. Brian. That's a good one.
Okay.
Right. So.
Have a great day, night, weekend.
Oh, my God.
I won't be here for a while.
Yeah, Victoria's going
back
away.
On next Friday's show.
You guys in Triple D, we got a Triple D call this weekend. And she's not going to be here. This will be the first ever Triple D call without her participating.
Well, hopefully I participate. Well,
you won't be here.
No, but I could.
You could call in. I'll send you the email.
I know. It's not going to happen. Sorry,
it's not going to happen. I hear you.
Yeah.
Right, I got
7 a.m. when I'm on holiday.
That's right. Oh, Beth says enjoy Victoria.
Thank you.
I enjoy Victoria.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
See you later.
Have a lovely day, everyone. Boom.